We're following breaking news right now out of San Jose, where at least 9 people have died in a mass shooting at a light rail facility, including the shooter. This is an aerial look at the scene. Once the shooting started this morning, you can see how chaotic it was. San Jose police say they received multiple 911 calls about 6:35 this morning about gunfire at the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority, or VTA for short. So to give you some perspective of where this is, the shooting happened at the VTA light rail facility. And that is next door to the sheriff's department and then across the freeway from the airport. The facility is a transit control center that stores trains and has a maintenance yard. The employees that work for this part of the company run the bus and light rail system, just to give you some perspective. Now, just an hour ago, the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office confirmed that 9 people were killed. Again, that includes the shooter. Officials also confirmed it happened in the light rail yard and not the processing center. Law enforcement officials say the suspect was an employee with the VTA. They provided several new information pieces about what took place this morning.
The information that we have so far is we do have multiple victims, and we have multiple victims ranging from fatalities and multiple major injuries at this point. We do have a suspect that is pronounced deceased at this point. I won't go into information about identity information. That will be released by the Santa Clara County Coroner's Office at this point. This is still an active and ongoing investigation. The Sheriff's Office activated our Santa Clara County active shooter protocol, where we activated multiple law enforcement agencies and fire department agencies in the surrounding county to assist with this incident. This is still a fluid and ongoing incident, and we're trying to figure out everything, what transpired and what exactly happened to this point. But again, this is still ongoing, and we're still trying to gather the information of what exactly happened at this point. Right now, with numbers, I can confirm with you at this point that there are 8 victims that are pronounced deceased at this point, and there's 1 suspect that's pronounced deceased. This is still ongoing. Like I said, the numbers can change. Okay, so this is still a fluid and active ongoing investigation. We have all the resources out here from city, county, and federal agencies out here, including the FBI and the DA and Homeland Security out here to assist with this investigation. So again, we have a lot of resources out here. Ourselves, we're trying to figure out what exactly happened, what's going on. We received information that there are explosive devices that are located inside the building. That being said, we activated our bomb squad, which is currently out on scene and trying to determine, pretty much we're trying to clear out every room and every crevice of that building to ensure that the public safety is rest assured if we open up that building later on in the near future. So that being said, getting the information out to all of you is going to be a little bit fluid and dynamic. It's going to take some time for us just to go in there and render the area safe so we can have investigators go in on scene to determine, collect evidence, and then gather all the information that we can at this point.
San Jose's mayor says they are now investigating a second scene at a home that may be where the suspect lived.
There was a fire at the shooter's home. There was nobody found inside the home, thank God. It would disappear as that fire was set as the shooter was on his way to the work site.
Right now, we have our crew at the scene as more details unfold minute by minute. KCRA 3's Emily Maha joins us live from San Jose with what's happening right now. Emily.
Well, Lisa, we're here in downtown San Jose, and I'm standing right across the way from one of the county buildings that's being used as the reunification center for families and colleagues of people involved in this shooting. Just across the street from me is the rail yards where this shooting happened, and you can see a number of law enforcement agencies staging here in the parking lot. Their tents set up as they work together to try to figure out exactly what happened. We know the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office is taking lead on this investigation, but the FBI, ATF, and Department of Homeland Security have all been called in to help. Now, from our vantage point, it's tough to see exactly where the rail yards are, but let's take a look from the helicopter overhead where you can get a better view of the rail yards where this shooting happened. Investigators saying at this point they know the shooter, who has died was a VTA employee. We know that the 8 people involved in this shooting, we know some of them were VTA employees and that several others were taken to a nearby hospital. Now, law enforcement agencies have an incredibly large area blocked off down here in San Jose. And we know that they are working multiple scenes, including the rail yards area that you're taking a look at now, as well as that house that you heard about a while ago. Now, law enforcement agencies as well as the mayor have held several press conferences throughout the morning to update those of us here and the community. The mayor calling this a horrific day for the city of San Jose. We'll be here all day and we'll be heading in to another press conference expected within the next hour and a half. Reporting live in San Jose, Emily Maha, KCRA 3 News.
Well, and Emily, I know there's a lot going on, but are you starting to see family members and friends showing up there? Because a lot of people are still waiting to hear about people maybe they haven't heard from yet. I know we heard from a council member earlier that still hadn't heard from his middle school friend.
Right. We heard that council member saying that it's a tough day for a lot of people in this community who are just waiting. They're on pins and needles waiting to hear from their friends, their family, their loved ones. We have not seen many people coming here to some of the county buildings where we are downtown looking for their friends and family. At this point, it seems pretty quiet. The area that we're in right now seems to be more media than anything else. We know this is one of the areas where officials have been updating the media throughout the day. Lisa?
All right, Emily Maha reporting live for us from the scene. We'll continue to check back in with you throughout the afternoon. We appreciate it. We're also hearing from the VTA president. He was emotional when he sent condolences to the families involved, and he is in disbelief about what happened.
We're so sorry this event happened. We are there for you. VTA is in the process of getting grief counselors in place to help them. As I said, VTA is a family. People in the organization know everyone. This is a terrible tragedy, and we will do everything we can to help people get through this.
And the VTA president has suspended light rail services in the area. Buses will be provided instead to still transport people. Now, Santa Clara County District Attorney Jeff Rosen was there to help with the investigation. He was asked about the importance of gun control and safety in the community to prevent mass shootings.
It is true that we have stopped many mass shootings through our aggressive efforts at gun violence restraining laws, enforcing those, at removing guns from the hands of felons, at cracking down on ghost guns and removing assault weapons from our county. So there's no question that we've done a lot that has been successful. But unfortunately, as we see, it only takes one incident to kill numerous people. We have to be perfect in order to stop all of these killings, and we try our very, very best, and we do a good job, but we don't do a perfect job. And so I think what changes from here is, number one, redoubling our efforts, and number two, looking to see if there's anything different that we could do to prevent something like this from happening. And I don't know the answer yet, but I know that it's something that I'll be talking about with law enforcement and with my team and others to try to figure it out.
And Governor Newsom tweeted once the news broke out, saying his office is in close contact with local law enforcement. They are monitoring the situation closely. By the way, he has canceled his trip to Los Angeles County today in light of the situation.